Yo, what up, people? It's your man, SubSir, man. I'm a bit exhausted. As you can see, if you can tell from my eyes, you know what I mean? I'm not high or anything. I'm just exhausted. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, hip hop is the most powerful, movement ever invented, created, birthed by our people. And by our people I mean black people in particular, because and I know, no, I'm not judging any white rapper or anything like that. Every white rapper that is involved in hip-hop has to be involved in hip-hop, because hip-hop is not about the color of your skin or anything like that. It's just about your skill, your ability to do something, and do it good. And so that does not have color. It's just a matter of the fact that we have to acknowledge that hip hop started with black people. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of other cultures, or basically other things, or other genres of music, or types of creativity, like we have jazz, that was also apparently invented by black people. We have also rock and roll, which was also invented by black people. But hip hop stands out because hip hop, it got everybody involved. Hip hop, is everywhere, bro. From China to India to freaking, Germany, all the way to freaking Russia. There's hip hop playing somewhere in those countries, and there's some kid who's so crazy about it that no matter what they do to him or her, she's not or he's not gonna stop, doing this stuff. Now, the reason why I'm shooting this is because, I've just realized that a very huge margin of our lives, of our existence, is some sort of indoctrination. And I wouldn't just call it indoctrination, because it would be, I would say, it would be very inconsiderate of me to disregard centuries, years and years of development, of coming up with these value systems, and and so on. So I wouldn't look down upon anything that brought us here, because we are here today because of that. But I will say this, that a very huge margin of your life is some sort of indoctrination. And yes, we have been indoctrinated, and maybe those doctrines came from a very long, I guess, process of trial and error up to where we are today. And so that trial and error is what I wanted to, it's not what I wanted to talk about, but I think has brought us hip hop, has brought us, in new doctrines. And maybe someday, it's amazing that Cool Herc, African Bambaataa, and Cool G, Cool G Rap, came up with this art form somehow. Maybe it was sent to them by the aliens, like a lot of other people and scholars say, about the pyramids of Giza, which have surpassed time in a very strange way, and they're preserved today. We don't know how long. Maybe they will be here forever because they are being preserved in a way. So only time will tell. Maybe our kids will destroy them, but I don't know. Maybe there will be new museums. Maybe there will be new heritage sites, or whatever. But here's what I'm getting to. Hip hop is that new pyramid, and here's why I'm saying that. It's a new doctrine, but I could use it, as a pyramid. I could, it's one piece of information that touches everyone, and it's a doctrine in its own. It's like a religion. Just that it does not have a messiah, only founders, or I don't know, only the founders, like Cool Herc, Cool G Rap, and everything like that, and Africa Bambaataa. And That's crazy. That's crazy. That's what makes it amazing. That, other religions, use slavery, you know, and some of them preached and everything. They had to. Some of them used, very strange methods like slavery. You know what I mean? To get their doctrines across, and they were enforced on people. But what makes hip hop amazing is the ability for it to just use sound, vibration, and movement, to get through to people. No gun was used. Nothing like that. No preaching was used. It was just vibration, sound, and movement. Isn't that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? We are basically, we have been provided with a very, very important piece of instrument. I will call it an instrument because it has to be used. You understand? And it is being used. I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm a product of hip hop, and I can speak on a lot of subjects now, but it all started, with a rhyme, with a chain, with a mention. And yeah, I evolved into this individual eventually and maybe discarded all of these things, but it doesn't change the fact that that's where it started. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it started somewhere else, but I'm sure in the back of my mind that I started, becoming interested in things because of hip hop. Understand what I'm saying? So what am I trying to say here is that you can't underestimate the power of, hip hop. That it could infiltrate a Chinese nation, and the most powerful thing about it is that it also touches young people. Young people are the most important people on earth because they are the future. They are the driving force of tomorrow's, happenings. So without young people, there's no flipping future. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what, religion and other, systems that are in place today in the world are afraid of. Is that if hip hop infiltrates a lot of young people, and I'm not talking about all hip hop. I'm not talking about, even, the disease that is actually being spread by mainstream media. I'm not talking about that. That to me is a disease. And I'm not gonna talk about or name the subgenres within hip hop that are a disease, but you know what I'm talking about. That's a disease. I'm talking about the real hip hop. And I know a lot of liberal rappers and liberal hip hop fans will say, "Oh, he's talking about the real hip hop." There's no such thing as real hip hop. Then what the hell is real hip hop? You understand? I'm talking about the intellectual aspect of the music, the cultural aspect of the music, the elements that are pure, that are untainted, the elements that actually speak, to the soul of the youth. I'm talking about those ones. Understand? They have infiltrated every creed, culture, every race without a weapon, without hate, without discrimination. Or maybe here and there, maybe I might be discriminating these subgenres, but I'm just judging basically their role in people's lives. Because nobody that listens to KRS-One or any other MC that is actually trying to spread knowledge is really going to think less of what's happening around them, and what's happening in terms of the evolution of civilization and whatnot. They will tell you, they will have a discourse with you. Anybody that listens to KRS-One can hold the discourse about the happenings of the now, of the now, of this epoch, of this time, of this era, whatever you call it. We can have a discussion with you. We can sit with a politician and really articulate ourselves and articulate what we believe about the system. And we learned it all from hip hop. And anybody who disagrees with this, then it's you. If you want to listen to that mainstream disease, go ahead and do it. But you will not have a discussion such as this one if you listen to that thing alone. And liberal fans who have listened to what I will deem as the real hip hop in my video right now will say, oh, don't call it the real hip hop. But you know that any person that listens to that type of stuff only, they will not have a conversation with you about what's happening around them, because they are not familiar with that. Most of them are just blindly stupid. They just follow things because people follow things. But this is not about the politics of hip hop. It's really honestly about our vibration. Hip hop has touched lives with only vibration and sound and movement, and that's something that we have to really take serious. And color. I mean, I was reading an article that really proved to me that even branding as we know it, graphic designing as we know it, is because of hip hop. It's because of graffiti. Bro, understand what this thing is. I am hip hop. I'm speaking like this to you because of hip hop. So what is amazing is that the lyrics by Arika Badu, when she's on the Healer, on the track The Healer, when she says that hip hop is bigger than religion, is bigger than the government. Today it just dawned on me that it actually is. Now this is why every kid should listen to hip hop, true authentic hip hop that is in line with the principles of I guess the real hip hop. In this case, I would call it the real hip hop. You can disagree and say there's no real hip hop. That's up to you. But I'm talking, from my own point of view, and you understand what I'm talking about. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave it there. This is the most important foundation. I mean, man, I can keep going, but now I will stop here. One love.